Ladies and gentlemen, when we speak of love, we often delve into the emotional, the fleeting, and the romantic. But true love is not merely an emotion, it is a complex, multifaceted force that shapes and molds the individuals involved. Today I want to explore what happens when a man truly loves you. When a man loves you, he recognizes that love is not a mere feeling, but a profound responsibility. It's not an obligation, but a choice, one that demands maturity. He does not see his role as one of dominance or control, but as a partner who stands with you in both strength and vulnerability. He sees that love requires sacrifice, not out of weakness, but out of profound respect for what you both can become together. A man who loves you doesn't seek to diminish you, but rather to empower you. His love is not about keeping you in a box or forcing you into a mold. It is about recognizing your potential, challenging you to rise to your best self. He sees you not just as you are, but as who you might become, and his love is the foundation that supports your growth. Life is often filled with turbulence and uncertainty. When a man loves you, he becomes a stabilizing force. He is the anchor in a sea of chaos. His love is not conditional on good times alone. It is there through hardship, through difficulty, and through the moments when the world seems unsteady. This love is rooted in understanding and commitment, not fleeting emotions or temporary comforts. True love does not seek to erase individuality, it celebrates it. A man who truly loves you respects your uniqueness, your thoughts, your aspirations, and your autonomy. He doesn't need you to be someone you are not. Instead, he admires your distinctiveness, and he encourages your freedom to pursue your own path while still walking beside you. When a man loves you, he will seek the truth not only in the world around you, but within your relationship. He does not shy away from difficult conversations or uncomfortable realities. His love is grounded in honesty, for it is only through truth that a relationship can thrive. When he loves you, he wants to understand you, your dreams, your fears, your flaws, not to judge, but to deepen his connection with you. A man who loves you is committed to growth for both of you, and growth in your relationship. He doesn't view love as a static thing, a prize to be won and then set aside. He sees love as a dynamic process, one that requires continual effort, learning, and adaptation. This kind of love will push both of you to evolve together, to meet challenges, and to overcome the inertia that can so easily creep into life. True love is protective, but not in a possessive way. A man who loves you seeks to protect your well-being, not by controlling or restricting, but by creating a safe space where you can express yourself freely. His love nurtures your spirit, encourages your growth, and supports your pursuits. He wants to see you thrive not only with him, but as a fully realized person in your own right. Finally, when a man loves you, his love is a reflection of his integrity. He doesn't love you for what you do for him or for the ways you meet his needs. He loves you because he understands deeply that the act of loving is an expression of his character. It is rooted in the values he holds, the respect he has for himself, and the recognition that love is an act of virtue, not mere sentiment. When a man loves you, it is not a sign of weakness or submission, it is a sign of strength and character. It is a choice to engage with you as an equal, as someone worthy of respect and care. It is an understanding that love is not simply about what we receive, but about what we give, about how we elevate each other and face the complexities of life, not in isolation, but together. When a man loves you, he sees love as something far deeper than a transient emotion or a simple feeling. It is not about fleeting passion or surface-level attraction. It is a profound responsibility that he willingly takes on. This responsibility is not rooted in obligation or pressure, but in the understanding that love, true love, requires action, sacrifice, and commitment. The man who loves you deeply knows that this love will shape both of you, and it will require consistent effort and awareness. The idea of love as responsibility can be a difficult one to understand, especially in a world where love is often portrayed as a spontaneous, almost magical experience. However, in reality, love demands a conscious decision to show up every day for the person you care about, to provide not just affection, but support, protection, and care. It is a choice to be present in both the good moments and the challenging ones. The man who loves you knows that, at times, love will demand more than what he feels like giving. And that is when his commitment will be tested. He understands that love is not a static, passive state. It isn't about waiting for moments to happen or relying on the other person to carry the emotional weight. Instead, love is active. It is a continuous process of effort, patience, and understanding. When a man loves you, he recognizes that you are not perfect, and he is not perfect either. But this recognition does not lead to disappointment or withdrawal. Instead, it leads to acceptance and a willingness to work through the challenges together. In this context, responsibility also means acknowledging that love involves growth, both personal and relational. He understands that the love he offers is not one-dimensional, but multifaceted. It requires him to be self-aware, to understand his own needs and limitations, and to communicate them openly. It also requires him to listen, to hear you and understand you, not just in the moments when it's easy, but in the times when you are difficult, vulnerable, or uncertain. When he loves you, he recognizes that your feelings, thoughts, and experiences are just as important as his own, and this mutual respect for each other's humanity forms the foundation of a healthy and lasting love. This responsibility also extends to emotional maturity. When a man truly loves you, he does not look to you to complete him or to fill an emotional void within him. Instead, he recognizes that both partners in a relationship should be whole and secure within themselves before they can offer something meaningful to the other. His love for you is not about dependency, but about interdependence, where both individuals contribute to the relationship in ways that make it stronger, richer, and more fulfilling. His love does not hinge on your ability to meet his needs, but is rooted in his ability to stand beside you, support you, and be there for you as an equal. Moreover, responsibility in love means that the man who loves you will take accountability for his actions and their impact on you. He doesn't shy away from difficult conversations or avoid the problems that arise. Instead, he embraces them, knowing that in facing challenges together, both of you can grow stronger. He recognizes that avoiding responsibility or shirking from difficult conversations would only erode the trust between you, and that trust is one of the cornerstones of any lasting relationship. In the end, when a man loves you, he is not simply acting out of emotional need or desire. He is committing to a relationship built on mutual respect, growth, and understanding. His love is a conscious choice to honor you, to support you, and to be there for you in all aspects of life, not just when things are easy. It is a love grounded in responsibility, and this responsibility is what makes the love he offers enduring, meaningful, and transformative. When a man loves you, he sees in you not just who you are at the moment, but who you can become. His love is not a reflection of your current self alone, it is a vision of your potential. He recognizes that you are a unique individual with aspirations, dreams, and potential that may not yet be fully realized. His love is not about constricting you or limiting your growth, but about empowering you to reach those heights. The love he offers you is a force that encourages your growth, pushes you to expand your boundaries, and challenges you to become the best version of yourself. Empowerment in love means that a man sees your worth in a way that perhaps you have not yet seen in yourself. He doesn't focus on your weaknesses or mistakes, but rather on your strengths and abilities. When he loves you, he believes in you, sometimes even before you believe in yourself. He understands that love is not about elevating one person while diminishing the other. Instead, it is a partnership in which both individuals support each other's journeys towards self-actualization. His love empowers you to pursue your ambitions without fear of judgment or rejection. He sees your dreams not as unattainable, but as possibilities worth striving for, and he encourages you to go after them with full force, even if the road is difficult. This empowerment is also rooted in mutual respect. A man who loves you doesn't see you as someone to be controlled or molded into an image that fits his expectations. He doesn't love you for what you can do for him or for how you meet his needs. Instead, he loves you because of who you are, and he respects your autonomy and individuality. He recognizes that, while your relationship is important, it should not define or restrict you. His love does not seek to possess you, but to support you in becoming the person you were always meant to be. In his eyes, you are not defined by him, you are defined by your own character, your own values, and your own growth. Furthermore, when a man loves you, he understands that empowerment involves creating an environment where you feel safe to express yourself fully. He encourages your voice, your opinions, and your perspectives. In moments of conflict or challenge, he listens to you, values your input, and incorporates it into his own understanding. His love does not diminish your ability to think for yourself or to take ownership of your decisions. He sees the strength in your individuality and embraces it, knowing that your autonomy contributes to the strength of the relationship. In fact, it is his respect for your independence that makes his love stronger, for it shows that he does not fear your growth or independence. Instead, he celebrates it. This dynamic of empowerment extends beyond the individual to the relationship as well. When a man loves you, he recognizes that the relationship should be a place where both individuals feel they can grow. Love is not about stagnation, it is about evolving together, supporting each other's personal journeys, and becoming more in the process. His love creates space for both of you to discover new aspects of yourselves, to learn from each other, and to face challenges together, all while supporting each other's personal growth. In this way, the love he offers is not merely a feeling, it is a catalyst for transformation for both of you. His love also empowers you to confront challenges, not only in the relationship but in life itself. When you are faced with difficulties, he stands beside you, offering not solutions or directives, but encouragement and belief. He sees your ability to handle adversity, and his support is a reminder of your own strength. This empowerment helps you navigate life's hurdles with confidence, knowing that his love will always be a source of support, not a crutch that holds you back. In essence, when a man loves you, he does not seek to keep you small or confined to what is comfortable or familiar. Instead, his love is a force that drives you to become more, to reach higher, and to discover the fullest expression of who you are. His belief in you is unwavering, and it is that belief that gives you the courage to believe in yourself. The love he offers does not diminish your power, it enhances it. Through his love, you are not only loved, but you are empowered to be everything you were always meant to be. When a man loves you, he understands that love is not a fair weather affair. Life, as we all know, is not a smooth and untroubled journey, it is a tumultuous sea, with its share of calm moments and violent storms. A man who truly loves you doesn't just love you during the easy times, he is there for you in the difficult ones as well. His commitment to you is unwavering, rooted not in fleeting emotions, but in the steady, grounded understanding that love is about standing together through adversity. When life becomes difficult, when the world seems uncertain, he becomes your anchor. Love, in this context, is not about seeking comfort during times of peace, but about being present during moments of chaos. It's easy to love someone when everything is going well, when the relationship is smooth, when the challenges of life seem far away. But the true test of love comes when things start to unravel, when external forces push against you, and when the weight of the world seems unbearable. It is in these moments that a man who loves you will prove his worth. He won't retreat when things get hard. Instead, he will stand firm beside you, providing the stability and support you need to weather the storm. The stability he offers is not about controlling the situation or offering quick fixes. Rather, it's about providing a sense of assurance, a presence that reassures you that you are not alone. A man who loves you will hold space for your pain and struggles without trying to minimize or dismiss them. He won't offer you false promises or platitudes, but he will offer a shoulder to lean on, a hand to hold, and the willingness to face the challenges together, side by side. His stability is also emotional. In times of uncertainty, it is easy to become overwhelmed by fear, frustration, or doubt. A man who loves you will help keep your emotions in check, not by suppressing them, but by guiding you to understand and process them. He remains calm, rational, and grounded, helping you navigate the emotional highs and lows that accompany difficult times. He understands that emotions are not something to be ashamed of or avoided, they are signals that need attention. His presence allows you to feel safe to express your feelings without judgment, and in doing so, it helps create an environment where you can both process difficult emotions together. In addition to emotional stability, the man who loves you will offer practical stability. When life becomes chaotic, it can often feel like the ground beneath you is shifting, and everything is in flux. In these times, he will provide a sense of order. He will take on responsibility, not because he feels obligated, but because he wants to lighten the load for both of you. Whether it's stepping up to handle financial issues, taking care of household responsibilities, or simply being a steady source of support in the face of external pressures, his actions will help create a sense of normalcy and calm. A man who loves you knows that being a stabilizing force doesn't mean avoiding the problems or pretending they don't exist. Rather, it means facing them together with a sense of purpose and resolve. He understands that challenges are a natural part of life and that love is the foundation that holds you both steady in the face of adversity. His presence is a reminder that no matter what happens, you will face it together and you will find a way through it, even if it feels impossible at the time. The love he offers is also a steadying influence on your self-esteem. In times of crisis or uncertainty, it is easy to lose sight of your own worth or feel overwhelmed by self-doubt. When a man loves you, he will help you see the strength within yourself, even when you struggle to see it. He doesn't build you up with empty praise or false reassurances, but with authentic encouragement that comes from a place of deep understanding. His belief in you, especially when you are struggling, helps to ground you in the reality of your own capabilities and value. Perhaps most importantly, when a man loves you, his stability provides a sense of security. This security is not about keeping you in a protected bubble, away from the world's difficulties, but about creating a safe space where you can face those difficulties without fear of being abandoned or rejected. His unwavering commitment means that no matter how hard life gets, you know that he will stand beside you, helping you stay grounded, focused, and calm in the storm. Love, in its truest form, is not fragile. It is not a love that crumbles when tested, but one that strengthens under pressure. A man who loves you will be your anchor in times of uncertainty, your support when the world feels like it's falling apart, and the one who remains steady, even when everything around you is changing. His love doesn't offer false hope or fleeting comfort, but a steady, enduring presence that provides both emotional and practical stability. When he loves you, he ensures that, no matter what challenges life throws your way, you will face them together with strength, resolve, and the unwavering belief that love can weather any storm. When a man loves you, one of the most important aspects of his love is his respect for your individuality. He sees you as a whole person with your own identity, thoughts, ambitions, and values. His love does not seek to shape or change you to fit some preconceived idea of what a partner should be, but rather it embraces all the complexities that make you who you are. The love he offers is not about transforming you into someone you're not. It is about recognizing the depth and richness of who you already are and appreciating the person you've become. Respect for individuality begins with the understanding that you are not an extension of him. You are your own person with your own dreams, desires, and passions. His love does not try to diminish or overshadow those parts of you, but instead it encourages them to grow. He understands that for a relationship to thrive, both individuals must maintain their sense of self and independence. He does not expect you to mold yourself to meet his needs or fit a role that has been prescribed by societal expectations or his own limitations. Instead, he embraces your individuality, not because it is convenient for him, but because it is a source of admiration and inspiration. A man who loves you respects the choices you make, even if they are not always aligned with his own preferences or interests. He recognizes that your personal growth is essential, and that growth often requires you to follow your own path, which may lead to different experiences, perspectives, or even challenges. He supports your ambitions, whether they involve your career, your hobbies, or your personal development. His love does not impose limits on your potential, but rather creates space for you to explore and realize your full potential. He knows that the more you flourish as an individual, the stronger and more vibrant your relationship will become. This respect for individuality is also reflected in the way he handles disagreements or differences of opinion. When a man loves you, he values your perspective and understands that you may not always see things the way he does. Rather than viewing differences as a threat, he sees them as an opportunity for growth, dialogue, and mutual understanding. He listens to you with an open mind, recognizing that your thoughts and feelings are valid and important, even if they differ from his own. His love does not demand conformity or agreement, but it fosters a space where both of you can express yourselves freely without fear of judgment or dismissal. In practical terms, this respect for individuality also means that he supports your need for personal space and time apart. He understands that a healthy relationship is not about constant togetherness or dependence on each other for fulfillment. Rather, it is about balancing togetherness with the freedom to pursue your own interests, to spend time alone, or to cultivate other relationships and experiences outside of the partnership. His love does not require you to sacrifice your own sense of identity in order to meet his expectations or fulfill his emotional needs. He respects your boundaries and appreciates the autonomy that you bring to the relationship. A man who loves you respects the person you were before you met him, as well as the person you are becoming. He doesn't seek to take credit for your achievements or diminish your past experiences. His love doesn't require you to abandon parts of yourself that were important to you before the relationship began. Instead, he celebrates the person you were, and he values the growth you have experienced in your own life. He encourages you to maintain your relationships, pursue your passions, and continue your journey of self-discovery. His love is not about ownership or control, it is about partnership and mutual respect for each other's autonomy and individuality. This respect also means that he never tries to diminish your worth or belittle your efforts. He admires your strength, your resilience, and your ability to navigate life on your own terms. When you face challenges, he does not seek to fix things for you or take over, but instead he stands by your side, offering support and encouragement. His respect for you is evident in the way he listens, validates your feelings, and stands up for you when necessary. He does not see you as someone who needs to be protected or controlled, but as an equal partner who has the capacity to handle life's challenges with dignity and strength. Ultimately, a man who loves you with respect for your individuality understands that a relationship is not about possession or control, but about two independent individuals coming together in mutual support and admiration. His love is not about making you conform to a mold or limiting your growth. It is about cherishing who you are exactly as you are, and giving you the space and freedom to continue evolving into the person you are meant to be. His respect for your individuality forms the foundation of a relationship built on equality, trust, and shared growth. When a man loves you, he understands that love is not a mere exchange of affection, but a shared journey toward truth, both the truth of the world around you and the truth within your relationship. He recognizes that for a relationship to thrive, honesty must be at its core. This is not just about telling the truth in the traditional sense, but about uncovering deeper realities, about stripping away the layers of pretense and facade that can so easily cloud communication. In his love for you, he seeks to know you deeply beyond what is spoken, beyond the surface of things. He wants to understand you, not just in the happy moments, but also in the struggles, the doubts, and the vulnerabilities that you may keep hidden. The pursuit of truth in love requires openness, and openness to discomfort, to confronting uncomfortable realities about oneself, the other, and the relationship itself. When a man truly loves you, he does not shy away from difficult conversations. He knows that these moments of vulnerability, of confronting the hard truths, are not moments of division, but opportunities for deeper connection. He does not seek to protect himself from discomfort at your expense. Instead, he seeks to build trust by embracing honesty, even when it is hard. Whether it's discussing the darker aspects of life, confronting fears or insecurities, or acknowledging mistakes made in the past, he sees truth as the foundation upon which trust and intimacy are built. This commitment to truth is not about demanding transparency in every single moment, but about creating a relationship where both of you can speak openly without fear of judgment or retribution. It means that when something is wrong, when something is weighing heavily on either of your hearts or minds, it will be addressed with respect and compassion. A man who loves you values this honest communication because he knows that truth is not something that can be hidden away indefinitely. The truth will emerge often when least expected, and it is better to confront it early with integrity than to let it fester and erode the relationship over time. Moreover, his commitment to truth is not limited to just what is said, it extends to actions as well. A man who loves you seeks alignment between his words and his behavior. He understands that promises are empty if they are not backed up by actions. His love is defined not only by the things he says, but by the things he does, and he knows that consistency between the two is crucial in building trust. If he tells you he will do something, you can trust that he will follow through. If he says he cares, you will see that care reflected in his actions, his choices, and his attention to you. He does not need to constantly reassure you with words, because his love is demonstrated through his behavior, which remains grounded in integrity and truth. In relationships, there are many layers of unspoken truths, the things that we might hide out of fear of rejection, the things that are uncomfortable to face about ourselves. A man who loves you encourages you to explore these truths. He creates a safe environment where you feel comfortable being honest, where you are not ashamed of your insecurities or your imperfections. He listens to you with empathy, and his love allows you to be real, without the need for pretense. His love is not contingent upon your perfection, but rather on your authenticity, and he creates the space for both of you to embrace that authenticity without fear. This pursuit of truth also means that a man who loves you is committed to not only understanding you, but understanding the relationship itself. He does not take the love you share for granted, nor does he expect it to remain static. He understands that relationships require growth and evolution, and he is willing to confront any difficulties or imbalances within the relationship in order to ensure that it remains healthy and aligned with both of your needs. In his commitment to truth, he acknowledges the imperfections in the relationship and works with you to address them, rather than letting them go unspoken or unresolved. Ultimately, a man who loves you knows that truth is the bedrock upon which everything else is built. Without it, there can be no real connection, no true intimacy. His love for you is not just a fleeting emotional state, it is a commitment to living in truth together, to to uncovering both the joy and the pain that life presents, and to embracing each other fully in all of your complexities and contradictions. When he loves you, he seeks the truth of who you are, the truth of the relationship, and the truth of life itself, knowing that in doing so, both of you will grow stronger, more resilient, and more deeply connected. When a man loves you, he understands that his love is not a temporary or conditional state. It is not something that comes and goes with the whims of emotion or external circumstances. His love is steady, a constant presence in your life built on the foundation of deep commitment and trust. He knows that love is not always easy, and that it requires work, patience, and resilience. In a world where many relationships falter in the face of adversity or complacency, a man who loves you sees love as an ongoing choice, not just a feeling. His love for you is anchored in the belief that love is about consistency, about showing up every day, regardless of how the day unfolds. He does not love you for fleeting moments or idealized fantasies. His love is real, and it remains steadfast even during difficult times. When challenges arise, whether they be personal struggles, external stress, or moments of conflict, his love does not waver. He faces these difficulties with you, standing by your side, fully committed to working through them together. This unwavering commitment to love is not about perfection, but about consistency in effort and intention. A man who loves you is not afraid of making mistakes, but he takes responsibility for them and seeks to learn from them. He understands that growth in a relationship is a continuous process and that there will be ups and downs. However, through it all, he remains dedicated to making the relationship stronger and more resilient. His love is about showing up, even when the excitement has faded and the initial spark seems distant. He continues to nurture the relationship, not out of obligation, but because he chooses to do so. He knows that a strong relationship requires constant attention, and he is committed to doing the work. He listens to you not just with his ears, but with his heart. He understands that communication is key to maintaining a strong bond. He is open to hearing your needs, your concerns, and your desires, and he responds with empathy and understanding. When things get difficult, he does not retreat but leans in, knowing that the only way to move forward is together. He is willing to engage in the difficult conversations, not to win, but to understand, to compromise, and to find solutions that work for both of you. His love is not dependent on external validation or confirmation. He doesn't need constant reassurance, because his love is not rooted in seeking validation from you or others. Instead, his love is an internal commitment that he makes to you, and it remains strong regardless of what is happening around you. He knows that love is not about performing for the other person, but about showing up as your authentic self, even when it's difficult. This steady love also extends to how he handles challenges that you face together. When life throws obstacles your way, he stands firm beside you, knowing that his love provides a solid foundation for both of you. His commitment does not mean ignoring the difficulties or pretending they don't exist. Rather, he approaches them with a clear mind and a steady heart, determined to work through them, to solve problems together, and to build something even stronger in the process. Ultimately, a man who loves you understands that his love is an ongoing, active choice, something he continually chooses, no matter the circumstances. His love is not swayed by temporary emotions or external factors, but is grounded in a deep, enduring commitment to the relationship and to you. He remains constant, dedicated, and willing to face challenges with you, knowing that love is about more than just feelings. It is about consistency, effort, and resilience. When a man loves you, he recognizes that love is a journey of continuous discovery, not a destination to be reached and then left behind. He understands that each day presents an opportunity to learn more about you, about your hopes, your fears, your dreams, and your vulnerabilities. His love for you is not static. It evolves as he gets to know you more deeply and intimately over time. It is rooted in curiosity, not complacency, and he approaches the relationship with a deep desire to keep discovering the layers of your personality, your past, and your future aspirations. The love he offers is dynamic. It is not a relationship built on routines or stagnation, but one that thrives on the beauty of constant change. As both individuals grow and transform, he supports that evolution, encouraging you to become more of who you are meant to be. His love does not seek to trap you in one version of yourself, but instead it celebrates every new phase you enter and every new aspect of yourself that comes to the forefront. He embraces the changes in you, both big and small, because he knows that growth is an essential part of life and of love. When a man loves you, he sees you as an ever-changing individual, a person who is constantly evolving. He doesn't expect you to remain exactly as you were when the relationship began. Instead, he celebrates the evolution that comes with time, understanding that love, like life itself, is not static. As you change and grow, he continues to learn about you, and in doing so, his love deepens. He does not resist or resent your growth, but welcomes it. He encourages you to embrace change in yourself, whether it's personal growth, a shift in your values, or new goals and ambitions. His love supports your transformation, knowing that your individual growth contributes to the growth of the relationship as well. This love, built on a desire for discovery, is rooted in understanding that people are multidimensional. No one is simply one thing. There are multiple layers that make up who we are, and those layers are constantly evolving. A man who loves you wants to understand all of those layers, even the ones that may be difficult to share or reveal. He doesn't shy away from the complexity of your personality or your emotions. Instead, he leans into them, eager to know the full extent of who you are. His love is not about expecting you to be perfect or to fit a mold, but about embracing the totality of who you are: the light, the dark, the strengths, and the vulnerabilities. A man who loves you also recognizes that discovery goes both ways. As much as he desires to understand you on a deeper level, he is equally committed to revealing himself to you. His love is not one-sided. It is built on mutual vulnerability and openness. He shares his own layers, his fears, his past, and his dreams, trusting you with parts of himself that are often hidden. This exchange of discovery strengthens the bond between you both, creating a relationship that is not only based on affection, but also on genuine understanding and intimacy. He knows that true connection comes from the willingness to be vulnerable and honest with one another, and in this space, love can flourish. The discovery process is also about embracing challenges together. When difficulties arise, a man who loves you does not see them as obstacles to be avoided, but as opportunities for growth and deeper understanding. He knows that challenges, when faced together, can bring two people closer. Whether it's a life crisis, a relationship conflict, or external pressures, his commitment to you means that he is willing to confront these challenges with you, side by side. He sees them as a way to deepen his knowledge of you, not just as a partner, but as a person, and he believes that overcoming adversity together will only strengthen your bond. Moreover, as you both discover more about each other, the relationship becomes richer, more fulfilling, and more grounded. He recognizes that love is not about maintaining a surface-level connection, but about diving deeper into the heart of who you both are. Each discovery, whether joyful or painful, adds depth to the relationship, creating a bond that is built on understanding and mutual respect. This love is about building a shared history, a history that includes both the easy moments and the difficult ones, because they are all part of the journey of discovery. Ultimately, a man who loves you understands that love is not something that remains unchanged or stagnant. It is a continual process of learning, growing, and discovering not only each other, but also the world around you. His love for you evolves as you evolve, and it thrives on the beauty of the journey. In his eyes, love is not just about the destination, but about the endless discoveries along the way, the quiet moments, the challenges, the growth, and the deep connection that is cultivated with every new layer uncovered. He embraces this ongoing journey, knowing that in truly understanding one another, love will continue to deepen and transform into something richer, more profound, and more enduring. When a man loves you, he recognizes that love is not just about the romantic or idealized moments. It is also about the quieter, everyday acts that demonstrate his commitment and care. His love is reflected in the small, thoughtful gestures, the moments when he shows up not because he is expected to, but because he wants to. These gestures, though sometimes simple, carry deep meaning because they are born from a place of genuine affection and attention. They are the small things that may go unnoticed by others, but to you, they are the tangible proof of his love. His love is shown in the way he listens to you. He does not just hear the words you speak, he pays attention to the nuances, to the things you don't say. He notices the little things that make you unique, the way your eyes light up when you talk about something you're passionate about, or the subtle shifts in your mood that others might miss. He makes an effort to understand not just what you say, but how you feel. This kind of attentiveness is not born out of obligation, but from a genuine desire to connect with you on a deeper level, to truly understand what is happening in your world and in your heart. A man who loves you also shows his love through acts of service, whether it's doing something small to make your day easier, taking care of a task you've been dreading, or simply offering help when you need it. His actions reflect his desire to support you. These acts are not grandiose or self-serving. They are done with the sole purpose of lightening your load and making you feel cared for. He knows that love is not just about grand declarations, but about the practical ways in which he can make your life better and more enjoyable. His love is present in these simple acts of service as he seeks to create a life where you feel valued and supported. The way he shows up for you during challenging times is another clear indicator of his love. When life becomes difficult, when things feel uncertain, a man who loves you stands beside you, offering unwavering support. He may not always have the answers or solutions, but his presence alone is a reminder that you are not facing the world alone. He offers his time, his energy, and his emotional support when you need it most. His love is steadfast during the hard times, and it is in these moments that his commitment shines brightest. He does not disappear when things get tough. Instead, he becomes your rock, a source of comfort and stability. His love is also demonstrated in his patience. He understands that no one is perfect, and that both of you will make mistakes. Rather than reacting with frustration or disappointment, he shows a willingness to be patient with you, giving you the time and space you need to grow and learn. He knows that love is not about rushing through challenges or expecting instant change. It's about standing beside each other, learning together, and giving each other the grace to evolve at your own pace. Furthermore, a man who loves you shows his care through the way he respects your boundaries. He understands that love is not about possession or control, but about mutual respect. He takes the time to understand what makes you feel comfortable and safe, and he respects those limits. Whether it's giving you the space you need, respecting your personal time, or understanding your emotional needs, he shows that he values your autonomy. His love is built on a foundation of respect, and this respect extends to every aspect of your relationship. Lastly, his love is shown through consistency. It is easy to show affection or care when things are going well, but a man who truly loves you demonstrates his commitment even in times of stress or difficulty. His actions are consistent, whether it's through his words, his support, or the way he treats you. You know you can rely on him because he shows up for you day after day with the same care, attention, and affection. This consistency builds trust and security in the relationship, creating a stable foundation where both of you feel safe to express yourselves and be vulnerable. A man who loves you recognizes that love is about more than just grand gestures. It's about the quiet, everyday acts that reflect his deep care and commitment. His love is present in the way he listens, helps, supports, respects, and remains consistent. These small, meaningful actions form the backbone of a healthy, thriving relationship where both individuals feel valued, understood, and cherished. In conclusion, when a man loves you, his love is not simply defined by fleeting moments or superficial affection. It is a deep, unwavering commitment that encompasses understanding, respect, and constant growth. His love is built on the foundation of recognizing and appreciating your individuality, engaging in honest communication, and nurturing both the relationship and your personal development. It is a love that persists through challenges, evolves with time, and is shown through both grand gestures and the quieter, everyday acts of kindness and care. A man who loves you sees the complexity in who you are, embraces change, and chooses to remain steadfast in his dedication to you. His love is not conditional or temporary. It is a constant presence in your life, one that nurtures trust, respect, and understanding. Ultimately, his love is a powerful force that strengthens you as individuals and as partners, creating a deep connection that stands the test of time.